Hello and welcome back. This week's project is going to be using the piece of olive wood that I got at UKIS a little earlier this year. I've been looking at it and it's been haunting me for some time about exactly what to do with it. And in the end I decided I would just make a simple bowl. Simple as that, just make a nice simple bowl that would show off the wood. And I also wanted something that could contain something, maybe olives, who knows. So that's what the project is this week, using the olive wood blank to make a simple bowl. I hope you enjoy the video. So here's the blank. I've taken it to somewhere near round on the bandsaw. I don't have a jig, I've just literally cut round the circle by hand. Drew a circle with a pair of compasses and then cut round by hand. And it's, the wood inside is just absolutely glorious, isn't it? Look at the figure in that. I do have an issue. It's cracked slightly and I'm going to have to be really careful about how I deal with that. The crack's here and running down this side, and there's a minor shake just above it. I've flooded it with CA. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and make this the bottom, so I'll be able to hopefully just take those cracks out very carefully, put a tenon on the bottom as usual, and then reverse it and do the rest of the bowl. At the moment the plan is just a very simple bowl, nothing complex, just something that will show off the wood to best effect. And let's hope this crack doesn't cause any problems. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to round this off. There's a little bit of vibration because it's not quite square, but actually I'm very pleased with how the circles turned out. So I'm just going to nibble away at this a little bit, just watching out for this crack here. Very carefully round it off. And the faces are flat, so I'm not worried too much about them. Once I've rounded this off, I'll pull away this wood gently, try and get beyond the cracks as much as possible, then we'll get a tenon in here ready to mount in the chuck the other way. If anything, the figure in this wood just keeps getting better, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do now is try and take some off this corner. The crack's here. So I want to try and, if I can, just slowly take those cracks away. Very gently. Wish me luck. The crack's still there, I'm just hoping it's not going to be much deeper. I've got it off the corner now. Almost out now, very nearly out. There's just this bit left now, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tailstock away, finish the bottom and get a tenon in it. Right, just before I come around the corner any further, I'm just going to flatten off and just maybe slightly undercut that foot. I think I'm just going to put a couple of lines in here, maybe 3. Okay, I quite like that shape. Now let's face it, that piece of wood is beautiful, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sand all this up. I'm going to get a bit of Danish oil on it, sanding sealer, some Yorkshire grit, and I'm going to finish off the outside. Well, I haven't decided yet. Don't know whether to go high gloss or normal. We shall see. So that's the bottom of the blank sanded down to 240. There's some lovely colour in here, almost pink in places. It's very smooth at 240. It was fun to sand, actually, not, because it does clog up your sandpaper quite nicely. So gone through a bit of sandpaper, but there you are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wipe this with Danish oil. Just use an old artist paintbrush to get some around the inside the lines of the foot and well into the tenon. I should say the mortise. It's, as you can see, brought the wood out beautifully. So I'll give that a second or two to dry, and then I'm going to put a coat of sanding sealer on there. That's pretty much gone into the wood immediately. So I've got some cellulose sanding sealer. Just put the one coat on. And we still haven't made a decision yet on what to finish it with. I don't know whether to go gloss or silk. I know what I'm doing with the inside, and we'll discuss that when I get to it. So there's the sanding sealer on. Now, once that's dried, I'm going to use Yorkshire grit just to get that to a really fine finish. It's pretty good now. So there's the sanding sealer on. So I'm just going to denib that with some 0000 wire wool. I prefer to use this than sandpaper. I know people are always worried that it will catch, but I've never had a problem, and I'm holding it that lightly. It would either tear or pull out of my grip. So I'm really not too worried about that. And that's just taken the grain back down after applying the oil. And that really, actually, I could almost leave that. It's that good. But some Yorkshire grit. Don't be shy with Yorkshire grit. Get it on, plenty on, cover the piece well. So, same piece of paper towel, start the lathe slowly and work in the grit. I'm going to get a fresh piece of paper towel and just continue on with this now until I see none of it coming off on my cloth. And that's pretty much there now, so I'm going to turn up the lathe a little and just buff that in. And that is really coming up nicely, isn't it? So, what do? I think I'm going high gloss. No, I'm not. I'm going to go with Hampshire Sheen Original. I'm not going to bother inside the foot because that's already coated with beeswax from the Yorkshire grit. And that's extremely pretty, really lovely. Right, I'm just going to finish with some kind of crystalline wax, which has got microcrystalline wax in it, and just help seal the outside. Don't need much, just run that down the crease nice and slowly. That'll do. Pull that straight off, and that will be the outside finished. It has glossed it up a little bit more, in fairness, but I know it'll have a good hard finish and stand up to a bit of knock and wear. So there we are. And that is truly lovely. Yeah, very pleased with that. So I'll get that turned around and in the chuck. So I've sanded the inside to 400, and what I'm going to do on the inside is I'm just going to finish it with Danish oil, and then it should be okay for using for peanuts or olives, pistachio nuts, that kind of thing. So that's all I'm going to do on the inside. I'm just going to put several coats of Danish oil on, and hopefully that will leave a lovely finish. So I'll get a few coats of this on and I'll come back to you. So here's the finished piece. Finished inside with about 4 coats of Danish oil, and the outside finished with Danish oil, Yorkshire Grit, Hampshire Sheen Original and Carner Crystalline Stick. And I think you'll agree with me, that is a stunning piece of wood. Absolutely lovely. Very heavy even now. So what were my experiences of turning it? Well, first of all, it's very oily, as you would expect, I suppose. I hadn't thought about it previously. It certainly clogged up my chisels, clogged up sandpaper, and I haven't been able to get the finish I wanted on it, in fairness. But nonetheless, it's a nice little piece, and it'll adorn the table very nicely. So not wholly delighted with it, but all the same, I managed not to break it. so that's good. and I think that's a nice little bowl that will stand the test of time. So yeah, on the whole, very pleased with it. As I say, very difficult. I found it very difficult to get a good finish on it. Those of you who have turned olive wood before may have some experiences or advice you could give me on how to improve the finish. But nonetheless, there it is, and I'm very pleased with it. Really, it's a lovely shape, and it will sit nicely, and it can actually be used, which is great. So there we go. That's this week's project. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers. I just cannot believe the amount of new subscribers that I've received over the past few weeks. It's been phenomenal. Thank you all very, very much. And please do continue to like, share and subscribe. It means so much to me that you're enjoying the videos. Please do leave a comment below. I do reply to every single one of them, and it's lovely to hear from you, especially the new guys. A lot of you took time to comment on my last 2 videos, and it's absolutely lovely to get all your opinions. So until the next time, thanks very much for watching, and goodbye for now.